What's interesting is Thomas is under so much influence of what was happening in 1991, 92. The backdrop is the John Gotti trial, and here's this young lost soul in search of access to this world, almost in his own effort to keep the myth of the mafia or the last gasps of it alive. And he meets this woman who not only nurtures that, in some ways enables it, and they fall in love while he's in pursuit of it. And we get to see this wild ride and descent into this dark fantasy.
My character is the older brother of Vincent's character, and my character inherited and took over the family business, this flower shop that's been in the neighborhood for many years, and he's kind of a paternal figure to Vincent, and I think they've had a very bumpy history with Vincent getting into trouble, and my character, Alphonse, trying to help him and kind of reaching a point of being fed up and having to keep a distance to protect himself and his family from his, all his problems, but at the same time still caring for him and still wanting to help him.
Yeah, it's interesting you asked me about my character. Yeah, I play Patricia's brother, and he's a transit cop, and in many ways he's very similar to Alphonse in that he's trying to hold down the family, and he's been through it with Rose, and that journey when you have someone who many times derails their own life, and he's been through that with her, and he's tried to save her on many occasions, and he's seeing it again, and he's smelling it in the form of Thomas, and he desperately wants to save her. No, I think just Thomas and Rose are grounded that they were a real couple. As far as the brothers, and I think there was a brother, and yeah, it gets a little hazy. Yeah, I mean, I think the genre is uniquely American. It's a fascination with being above the law, and not having to kowtow to anyone, and about power. I think it's a fascination, yeah. I mean, for me, it was, I saw my way into it because he was the outsider. He was someone on the outside looking in, and I really relate to that. And I also related very much to the desperation to want to be something you're not. I spent the last 25, 30 years of my life doing that as an actor. So it was grounded in something very real for me.
Yeah, I felt like, for me, pretty much everything Nick said, but also that it harkens back to those 70s films that inspired a lot of great mob movies, and so that was fun a fun world to play in.